Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to Alpine Ladybuck Volleyball. Sorry, Alpine Ladybug Basketball here on the road at Kermit. Ladybucks right now are 2-2 in the district, having won against Anthony and Tornillo. The games that they dropped were at home against Kermit and on the road at Presidio. So these next two games against Kermit and then later on against Presidio will be big ones. That one against Presidio is coming next Friday. But again, I was excited driving down here, I guess driving up here to Kermit, Texas. And I'm excited for today's ball game as it's going to be a couple of tight ones, a couple of good teams here in Kermit, Texas on the road as the Ladybucks will try and come out strong today. They're announcing the starting lineups as we speak with the Ladybucks in purple and gold, Kermit in white today with darker red accent and yellow colors in this kind of yellow gym. We're live on the radio and live on YouTube as well. And as they announce the starting lineup for the Kermit Lady Jackets, we'll run some advertisements that'll go through the national anthem. Again, a big matchup against a Kermit team whose only loss in district play came to Presidio most recently in their most recent game, coming up right after this.
Bank, we don't just bank, we break the mold. Bold, independent, and built for Texas. We make decisions locally with your goals in mind. Whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help you move forward. Visit www.maverick.bank or stop by your nearest location in Alpine, Fort Davis, or Presidio. Maverick Bank, legacy-driven, future-focused. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Enjoy the familiar comforts of Holiday Inn Express as you explore the mysterious beauties of West Texas. We offer spacious rooms with large bathrooms, complimentary breakfast that will spoil your taste buds, free Wi-Fi, fitness center, indoor pool, and even electric vehicle charging. Holiday Inn Express, your oasis in the desert in Alpine, Texas, 2004 East Highway 90. Call 432-837-9597.
Stephanie from Dr. Seuss. I got a note, he's got a car, he's got a boat, and if we have time, can we give him a quote?
Of course we can, Renee, and we can do it today. And if he likes a policy for his bikes or his home, does he live in a dome? We can cover his travels if he likes to roam.
Well, we'll cover it all. I'll give him a call.
If it's insurance you need, call Tally Reed, 837-3459. You'll be fine here in Alpine.
At your local McCoy's, they make purchasing materials for your do-it-yourself or large construction project as easy as possible. You choose between buying online or in the store, either picking it up in the store or having it delivered to the job site. At McCoy's, they know your time is valuable, and their pros will make sure that your materials arrive at your home or job site on time so that you can get the job done and get on to the next one. McCoy's, let's build something. Proud sponsors of Alpine ISD Sports.
Again, we're about to get started here today as the Ladybucks are set to play against Kermit in this district rivalry. Really, if the Ladybucks want to win the district as well, they'll need to win this game against Kermit, beat Presidio, and hope that Kermit beats Presidio. That would result in a three-way tie for the district title. So a big game here today on the road as Kermit won the one back in Alpine, the district opener a few weeks ago now, as we head towards the tail end of the season. Just 4 games remaining on the calendar for the Ladybucks. Then we've got the bi-district championship round following that. Ladybucks win the tip with Andon giving it to Jillian in the corner. Her 3 off the mark and a chase down and a rebound by Kermit. They send it across the lane. Jillian with the rebound. She looked like she was fouled. No whistle, but it's out off of Kermit on the baseline, and Evelyn Smith will inbound. That starting lineup for Alpine is Shannon Tamale, Andon Ramirez, Jillian Morrissey. This time Jillian drives and is fouled. She'll shoot 2 free throws. Mackenzie DeLeon and Evelyn Smith. Again, Jillian Morrissey, the sophomore, ready to shoot the free throws for Alpine. Here in game 1 of 2, the Fighting Buck boys basketball team will play Kermit for the first time after this one's over. That Kermit team is no slouch, lost to Presidio by a similar margin to Alpine the other day. as Jillian goes 0 for 2 at the stripe. We're knotted up 0 apiece, 7:41 to go in the first quarter. They'll send it up the floor. Kermit 8 on the fast-paced transition offense. The first time they played, now slowing down into a half-court set after Lady Bucks got back in transition this time. Michaela Kazarin lobs it into the post, and they'll send an outlet pass. Taken away there by Andon Ramirez. Active hands as Andon races to the side and floats it up for Evelyn. 4-on-2 as Evelyn tries to find Mackenzie inside. She goes up to the basket, and they stop her there. Leilani Kuros now racing up the floor looking for an outlet. Lady Bucks get back. Leilani a step through the lane and a foul under the basket. 2 free throws coming for the guard. What's up, man? Leilani hits the first free throw. And the second is right on through. 2-0, Kermit on top. Here's Jillian racing up the floor. Jillian sends it to the wing for Evelyn. Now it's Shannon Tamale with a cross-court pass. Evelyn rips it down. Tries to dribble into the guard, and it's a takeaway for Alicia Figueroa. Racing up the floor with a 2-0 lead. She lobs it onto the left side, and there's a couple of stops in that transition look for the Lady Bucks early on. A good sign. Again, 2-0 Kermit. Leilani with those 2 points in the ball game. 6:41 to go here in the first. Lady Bucks come up the floor. Kermit back in their half-court set. We'll see if Alpine goes with that heavy press at all today, with Kermit's ability to race up and get the transition looks, as we have a timeout on the floor from Coach Taryn Johnson in her second year with the program. Coach talking to her team. The Lady Bucks really with an army out there. They almost doubled up the numbers of Kermit. That's an exaggeration. Maybe a time and a half more players than Kermit has as they were lined up for the national anthem. It's a really quick timeout, as always, at the high school level. Just 10 seconds remaining after the 30-second break for Coach Taryn Johnson. Again, I don't know how you can scheme anything up in that little a time. I think they should give them more time for developmental players at the high school level. As Evelyn's set to inbound. Finds Andon in the corner, a baseline drive, dribble knocked around, and it's out off of Kermit on the baseline. Lady Bucks set to inbound with the sophomore Jillian Morrissey. They'll stack up at the left elbow. Trying to find an outlet, sends it over the top and taken away on a high jump by number 3, a mystery player for Kermit. Same as last time, she's racing up the floor. Lady Bucks take it from behind, but stutter their feet as they take the ball away, a whistle and a travel. And it's a Kermit inbound. They'll stack up at the left side of the free throw line. Kermit now. A takeaway for Shannon Tamale right at the key. A wide open transition look for the freshman. We're tied up 2 apiece, 2 minutes into the ball game. Those steals at the key are awfully vital. Lead to the transition buckets for either team. Both teams want to work that way as Kazarin drives baseline. It misses off the underside of the basket, tipped up top to Andon and into Tamale, and the freshman with the transition bucket. 4 points for Shannon, 4 points for the Lady Bucks, and there's 5:40 to go here in the first quarter. It's Leilani taking her time as Kermit runs this half-court set. Across to Kazarin, back to Leilani, and back to Kazarin on the wing. Inside is Alicia Figueroa and another post player who I don't have on the roster, as they have a runner and a floater that drops in from the wing, and we're tied up at 4. Now Jillian racing up the floor. Jillian tries to go underneath, and a skip pass to the corner is taken away by Kazarin. She sends it up the floor, and Evelyn Smith is there to take it away. Now Shannon, who gets it out of the hands of Evelyn, is tripped up by Leilani from behind, a whistle and a foul. 5:08 to go in the first quarter. And again, good signs early. Kermit really ate in that transition offense, and the Lady Bucks have been getting back defensively this time around as Evelyn's called for a travel on the wing. Here's Kermit taking their time after the whistle. Sending it to the post. Shannon Tamale, active hands, takes it away. Jillian up the floor to Shannon, and her transition look is off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Kermit, and their big was sitting all the way up the floor waiting as she tries to collect a Hail Mary pass with nobody around her. Tips it off to the side, chases it there, and it's out off of Kermit in a Ladybug basketball. Substitution on the floor as Neve Carrasco comes in. That's the only change in the starting lineup. Mackenzie off, Neve in. Evelyn, Jillian, Andon, and Shannon on the floor. Evelyn steps up, long two, off the mark, but a rebound underneath. Shannon tips it to Neve. Neve outside to Andon. Her shot just short, and another rebound. No, this time taken by Leilani as it slips its way through some Ladybucks. Leilani up the floor, a whistle and a blocking foul. 2 free throws as Jillian's called for the foul. Leilani has drawn 2 free throws already, went 2 of 2 at the stripe to start the ball game and start the scoring today. 4:18 to go in the first quarter. Two of 2 again. Leilani a perfect 4 of 4 at the stripe. So the Ladybucks have it in a half-court set. Here's Evelyn. Working her way back up to the key and to Tamale. A swing pass from Tamale and a takeaway up top. Kermit racing up the floor. They send it across the key for Kazrin. Her pass to the interior taken down. They throw it up. That's Figueroa off the mark. Neve with a rebound and finds Evelyn Smith after falling. Neve was falling out of bounds and flipped it up for Evelyn. A really nice outlet there. And the Ladybucks racing up the floor in transition, send a baseline pass, and it's knocked out of bounds by Kermit. So the Ladybucks will inbound from the baseline with 4 stacked at the left side of the lane. They give it to a cutting Neve. It's into her hands on the floor and picked back up by Evelyn. Evelyn out to Caro, her runner. Just long, and Andon has the rebound. That shot's off the mark, and Kermit rips it down. Kermit now racing up the floor. Almost taken away by Evelyn. They're up to the basket. That's off the heel, no good. And a rebound inside. They'll flip it up towards the basket, and Neve takes it down this time. Neve out to Andon, who slows things down and takes it up the floor. Long pass to the corner for Evelyn. She tries a mid-range. That's off the front side of the rim. Fierro with the rebound. Gives it to Andon. Andon to Evelyn. Skip pass across the lane to Fierro. Her mid-range off the mark. Neve the rebound inside. She sends it out, and it's taken away by Kermit. Ladybucks shots aren't falling as of yet. We've seen them hitting their shots. Remember that ball game against Fort Stockton right before district play started. Felt like the Ladybucks couldn't miss. But again, early on, the shots not falling here in a big-time district matchup. As Kermit has no ties up. A rebound on the baseline after a missed runner just inside of the arc. And the jump ball will keep the possession arrow with Kermit. Alicia Figueroa inbounding. Gets it inside to Kazrin. She's tied up and fouled under the basket. And 2 more free throws coming for Kermit. 4 of their 6 points have come at the stripe. As Michaela misses the first. She's a senior and a good ball handler. Really orchestrated the offense through the rebounds and the Hail Marys up the floor last time around. I said she looked like a quarterback out there. It's 7-4 as Michaela Kazrin makes the second free throw. Here's Andon, wide open look in transition. That three's just off the mark, and Michaela has the rebound. Here's that Kermit transition offense. She finds Leilani up the floor. Andon does a good job getting back, contesting the shot, and it's a missed shot for Kermit. Evelyn with the rebound. She's racing up the floor. A track meet back and forth. Evelyn on the right wing sends it up top. It's batted around. Andon comes away with it. Spins about, sends it to the corner for Evelyn. Spot up 3. High off the heel, no good. Andon an interior rebound. Aaliyah Fierro now, a 22-footer off the mark, and it's out off of Alicia Figueroa as Kermit leads by 3, 7-4 here in Kermit, Texas. Just south of that New Mexico border, north of Wink, to the west, northwest of Midland, Odessa, as Neve forces an inbound pass, and it's tipped through the hands of Kermit. Evelyn comes away with it. They work it out to Caro. Caro, a long-range three, is off the mark, and it's out off Alpine on the baseline. 1:56 to go in the first quarter. Again, 7-4. As Kermit and Leilani take their time. Sends it off to Ania Martinez. She sends it to Michaela Kazarin, who's driving, and a whistle and a foul. A hand check on the floor against Aaliyah Fiera. That's the fourth team foul on Alpine. Kermit one away. The next foul would put him in the bonus. Lady Bucks have drawn 2 fouls. Here's the inbound pass. They'll find the big on the wing. She sends it up the line. And they'll say Alpine tipped that pass on the sideline, and it's Kermit basketball. I probably had the best advantage in the house, and I didn't see if it was tipped or not. Here's the inbound pass to Leilani. She's up top at the logo. They'll send it on to the wing, to the big. Now a baseline drive runner. Wow, that one was from behind. The backboard slipped its way up towards the rim. A whistle and a foul called after the rebound. And there's going to be 2 free throws coming for Kermit on the non-shooting foul as the Lady Jackets have entered the bonus, leading 7-4, 1:26 to go in the first quarter. This is the big, I don't have her name, as she makes the first free throw. It might be Mackenzie McNew. No, I don't think it is. I think it's a mystery player. And she goes 1 of 2 at the stripe after making the first, the second off the mark, and Aaliyah has the rebound. Sends it up the floor, right at the head of the coaching staff on the Kermit bench. Lady Jackets doubling up on the Lady Bucks, who again just haven't got that offense in the shooting stroke going early on. 8-4. 1:19 to go as the clock ticks down after the Kermit inbound. They have it, patiently working around the wing. Now a skip pass to the right wing. Skip back to the left wing. A runner from the line won't go, and Aaliyah has the rebound. Has numbers up the floor, lobs it over the shoulder of Evelyn Smith. She brings it down, and a nice finish in transition through a little bit of traffic for Evelyn, who has her first 2 points of the ball game. Again, Shannon has all 4 of her points off of the transition looks, so 6 Alpine points, 6 transition buckets for the Lady Bucks. Here's Kermit. They send it across. If you remember that first ball game against Kermit, it was really a frantic affair for the Lady Bucks with a lot of turnovers in that first quarter and a half. This one a lot more settled. 2 teams who have experienced some district action, and this district action often feels like playoff action against these 2 teams, Presidio and Kermit, as that's out on the sideline off of Kermit. Lady Buck basketball with a chance to tie things up or take a lead. 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Andon. 20 seconds as she works it left for Castillo. Now Fierro. Andon prodding, runner, mid-range is off the glass, no good. Rebound kicked around. About 6 players got their hands on it. It ends up in Evelyn's. Now Aaliyah off to Caro. Caro, a dribble, a shot, good. Lady Bucks have taken the lead, 9-8, as that was right about 1 second before the buzzer sounded to end the first quarter. We'll send it to a commercial break. Lady Bucks on top, 9-8 on the road here in Kermit, Texas.
Alpine Community Credit Union wants to thank Alpine and its residents for making Alpine such a terrific place to live by supporting its customers with the best professional and friendliest service in town. Federally insured, they can help you with loans, businesses, savings, or any banking need that you might have. Experience our beautiful clean lobby and that down-home professional small-town courtesy that you can only expect from, well, a small town. Alpine Community Credit Union.
Has joint pain been slowing you down, maybe for years? If you've participated in general orthopedic care, but it's finally time for a new knee or hip, Big Bend Regional Medical Center now offers total joint replacement procedures right here in Alpine. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Daniel Vandaloon is pleased to partner with the hospital so patients can go through both surgery and rehabilitation while remaining close to home. For more information on the joint replacement program, visit us at bigbendhealth.com.
Again, Ladybucks on top 9-8 after Castillo's 3 to beat the buzzer at the end of the first quarter. They'll work it right. Caro a heat check, and that's just long. Evelyn Smith, a high rebound inside, a whistle, and a foul. I think they'll rule a shooting foul on the board as Evelyn was ready to go back up and in, and she'll shoot 2 free throws. Kermit went 6 of 8 at the line in the first quarter. But again, got 4 trips to the line. The Ladybucks got all their work done from the floor as Evelyn makes the first. We had one player, I can't remember who it was, and I'm not going to call him out. One player go 0 for 2 at the line. Evelyn's second is off on the right side, and Aaliyah Fierro chased down an offensive rebound. Andon takes a 3 after the handoff. That's off the mark, and Neve has the rebound underneath. Gives it up top for Aaliyah, and she'll slow things down as the Ladybucks lead by 2. This is Ladybuck basketball, man. Much better compared to the last time around against this team. They'll give it up top for Evelyn. Wide open 3 just off the heel. The rebound kicked out to Aaliyah. She goes up quick off the glass and in. And a foul as they'll tap her hand at the end of the shooting motion. Aaliyah Fierro gets the high five and will high five her teammates after she shoots this free throw. Whoa. They're going to whistle no basket. No. They're giving us the points, but it's an inbound. I don't know how Aaliyah could have gotten fouled after that shot and it not be in the motion of shooting. Really strange there. Here's Caro. Caro up top. She drives down the left side, a whistle and a foul in a shooting motion, and she'll shoot 2. There's a little bit of contact. They've been letting them play today, but maybe the official there giving us one after kind of a strange call a moment ago as Castillo, who hit the big 3 a moment ago, tries her first from the stripe. It's off on the right side. 12-8. Alpine on top, 7:23 to go. There's 3 early whistles, 3 fouls in the first, 37 seconds against Kermit in this quarter. Ladybucks could get in that bonus advantage early as Caro misses the second, and another offensive rebound on a missed free throw for the Ladybucks. That's 2 in this quarter already as Shannon sends a rocket of a pass into Neve. It slips through her hands and goes out on the baseline. I need to remember to update this scoreboard as always. Kermit working it around. Michaela Kazarin spies a long 3. That's good. Big shot for the senior Kazarin. It's 11-12. Again, she is cool and calm and collected with the ball. There's a missed shot from Fierro from the wing. The rebound taken by Neve, and Kazarin just rips it out of there. Full body pivot with the basketball to take it out of the hands of Neve, and they're working around the wing patiently, trailing by 1. Now whistle and a foul. That's on Aaliyah as they got an interior look, and Aaliyah Fierro takes away the easy look and will make Kermit prove it at the line. This is Marley Hernandez trying to get her first points of the day. Marley misses the first. Already a good foul from Aaliyah. And Kermit 6 of 9 from the line. Oh for 2 at the stripe and a defensive rebound by Neve. She floats it up for Caro, and Caro has to race after it. Gets it out of her hands across for Aaliyah. It bounces off of Aaliyah's hands, and Leilani takes it away for Kermit. She races up the floor, goes through some traffic, and draws a foul. That was a soft whistle there. Kermit, 6 of 10 from the line, will shoot a couple more. Leilani misses that one. Started the day off 4 of 4 from the stripe. A lot of free throws early on for this Kermit team as Leilani goes 0 for 2 this time. It was Shannon Tamale boxing out the shooter, and the board pops back out to her as she's fouled from behind, racing up the floor. That's the 4th team foul on Kermit. One away from the bonus with still 6:15 to play in the second quarter. Lady Bucks up 12-11. Here's the inbound to Vega, who's checked back in. She sends it up top for Evelyn, who has it back. Evelyn off to the wing for Caro. She motions inside, puts it high up off the glass. Shot won't go. Kermit with the rebound, and now whistling a foul on Alpine and Mackenzie De Leon for trying to get on the ground and go after that board. So Kermit started off 6 of 8 from the free throw line and now is 6 of 12. As we pass the 6-minute mark, this second quarter's taken a long time. There's been 7 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Evelyn tips it across the key, and Alicia Figueroa recollects on the other side of the timeline and brings it back, hands off to Leilani. Back to Alicia. She works it on the wing for Kazrin, who hit a 3 from that spot a moment ago. They'll work it into the corner. Shannon gets a hand on it. Kermit takes it away. Everybody's diving on the floor. Caro has it, and a jump ball will keep the possession with Kermit. Somebody told me the other day I need to work on how I say her name. Kato. I can't. It's tough for me. I can't roll my R's. I wish I could. Kato. Here's Kermit working around the key. 5:20 to go in the second quarter. Kazrin a drive, a nice tuck. The shot off the mark, and Vega has the rebound. She's tied up here on the baseline. Tries to send the pass off of a Kermit player right in her face, and Leilani misses Leilani's leg and goes out on the baseline as Kermit regains possession of the ball. Nobody back to help the underclassmen guard. Maybe she's a junior. The junior guard outlet up the floor as Kermit gets an inbound look right to Michaela Kazrin, and a nice little Kermit run has given them the lead as Kazrin goes up and in. 13-12. Here's Kato. They work it to the corner for Vega. Vega back up top to Kato, and she has it just in front of the timeline. Evelyn now. On the outside, trying to drive, sends the skip pass to the corner. Leilani sticks her hands out, takes it away. Now they'll back up the floor for Leilani after she handed it off. She goes up and under the bucket, a whistle and a foul as she makes the basket. And it's 15-12 Kermit with a free throw coming the way of the guard who started the day off 4 for 4 from the line. That's that transition look that the Lady Bucks have done a great job stopping thus far. But a couple of possessions in a row and a couple of turnovers have led to Kermit buckets. Substitutions on the floor. That's good from the line, and it's a 4-point Lady Jacket lead. As Jillian races up the floor. Andon, Mackenzie, Shannon, and Evelyn on the floor. That's off the mark from Jillian, or Andon, and no, that's Isabella Shelton with the rebound. She hands off to Evelyn. Evelyn to Tamale, and Tamale with the 7-footer. That's good to cut the lead to 2. 16-14, a whistle and a timeout from the head coach of this Kermit High School basketball program. It's not listed on their MaxPreps website. He kind of looks like Cody Hawkins' dad. If y'all know who that is, TC. It's 16-14, Lady Bucks trailing after a Kermit run to start the second quarter. A couple of turnovers, a couple of costly turnovers and easy looks for Kermit. Gave them those buckets in a game where points have been hard to come by. Lady Bucks shots have started to hit as of late. Well, I say that. There was a moment there at the tail end of the first quarter and start of the second quarter where the shots were falling, but Lady Bucks in a bit of a drought up until a moment ago where the freshman Tamale hit that basket. Tamale has 6. Cotto Castillo has 3. Evelyn Smith has 3. And Aaliyah Fierro has 2 points for Alpine. Kermit inbounding. Tamale tips it away on the sideline. Now they're going to say that initial bounce on the inbound pass touched that sideline, and the Lady Bucks will have the basketball. 4:14 to go in the second quarter. Lady Bucks can tie it up or take a lead here. Isabella Shelton standing at the nail as she works, or Jillian works past the Shelton ball screen. They're still working around the wing and in a move to the nail. Runner just off the mark, and Shelton has the rebound tip off of her hands and out on the baseline. 3:58 to go in the second quarter. Kermit patient up the floor. They give it up top for Alicia Figueroa. They give it to the corner for Michaela Kazarin. Her 3 off the mark, and Shelton rises above and has the board. A nice outlet from Shannon. She finds an over-the-shoulder look for Andon and a left-handed finish at the bucket. That was really pretty. Shelton rising up to get the rebound, handing off to the freshman who sends the long-range pass up the floor to tie things up at 16 after this clean, cool, calm, and collected Andon Ramirez finish. Now Evelyn diving after an interior pass, gets her hands on it. She ties up with Alicia on the floor, and the possession arrow favors the Lady Bucks. Tied up at 16 with 3:07 to go in the second quarter. 4 fouls for either team. Next foul will put either team in the bonus as Shannon kicks it right for Andon. Now up top, Jillian straight away, just off the heel. Feels like every shot has been an inch too long for this team. Evelyn has a takeaway as they force a pass after the rebound, and she goes up to the basket and is fouled. Shot doesn't fall, and 2 free throws coming for Evelyn Smith, who I think she's on the golf team. Golf starting up this week. I think they have a meet in Monahans coming up, or a tournament, as Evelyn's first free throw is just off on the right side. Looks like her stroke feels a little awkward today. At the free throw line. Let's see how she adjusts here. Tied up at 16. Evelyn's second is right on line. Takes the friendly roll off the front of the iron and falls. 17-16. 4 points for Evelyn as Kermit tries to send a pass on the wing. Ladybucks pressing up top and outside the arc. They try to force a really tight pass there and miss the mark. It's out on the sideline, and now Jillian taking up the floor after the inbound. Here's Evelyn Smith in the corner. Jillian driving. Man, a lot of contact, no whistle. Shelton bats the rebound back in, and a nice finish from Tamale. Couple of assists for Shelton and a couple of baskets for Tamale. It's a 3-point Ladybuck lead. I thought Jillian was fouled in that last possession. But ball doesn't lie, and the Ladybucks get their points. Here's Kermit. Kazarin to the interior. The shot there, guarded by Shelton off the mark. The rebound saved in by Andon. I don't know if she had to, but now Evelyn races up the floor. With some speed, fadeaway look, off the heel. Rebound inside, Jillian. That falls after sitting on the bucket for a moment. Ladybucks lead by 5. Nice little run for the Lady Bucks, and that's Jillian's first points of the game as they find a backdoor pass to Leilani. Her reverse lay-in off the mark, and Andon has the board. Finds Tamale up the floor. Tamale a one-on-one against Kazarin. Left-handed high off the glass. Doesn't fall. Rebound tipped back to Shannon, and she puts it up and in. 9 points for Tamale. She's having a ball game. A whistle and a timeout on the floor for Kermit. 23-16, Lady Bucks on top. I mentioned it earlier, if Alpine wants a district title, they have to both beat Kermit and Presidio. Presidio, they lost by 2 on the road at Presidio. And then they have to hope that Kermit beats Presidio next time around. So last time Kermit played Presidio was their most recent district game. I don't have the final score of that one. I had to go up to somebody wearing a Kermit shirt and ask them who won that ball game, and they said it was Presidio who beat Kermit. I can look up where that game was at. It was at home. So what we would need is Presidio to lose to this Kermit team in Presidio. And we also need to beat Presidio at home, and that's how the Lady Bucks can have a three-way tie for a district title. That includes winning today as well. And assuming that Tornillo and Anthony don't beat Kermit, Presidio, or Alpine, and I think that's a safe assumption. Here's Kermit. Bring it past the timeline, trailing 23-16. That bonus hasn't played any effect as Alpine drew 4 fouls in the first 2 minutes. Kermit now to Michaela. She's driving inside, goes up, a whistle and a foul. This one coming against Emery Mercado. And there's 2 free throws for the senior Kazrin. $1:15 to go. She's a good shooter, and you'd expect her to be good at the stripe, but she airballs this one well under the rim. Shannon might have 10 points. I think she does. Man, Shannon has been good with the basketball today. Kazrin hits the second. She's got 5 points in the game. Jillian racing up the floor. Hands off to Andon, a motion offense. They try and lob it on the wing for Tamale, and it's a takeaway over her head. Now racing up the floor, drawing a foul is Alicia Figueroa. She gets to the bucket in transition, and Alicia will shoot 2. Man, Kermit has already taken 14 free throws in this first half. We'll make it 16 after this trip to the line. And I may have missed a trip here in my counting. But Lady Bucks have persevered and have this lead with a minute to go in the second quarter. First is good for Figueroa. She makes it 17, Kermit. No, 18. And misses the second. Tamale has the rebound. She comes up the floor. Tamale looking for Mercado, and it's over Mercado's head. She wasn't looking for the pass, and Kermit has the ball. Gives it to the elbow to Michaela Kazrin. Her mid-range off the mark, and now Jillian double-teamed in the corner, finds the outlet for Caro. 40 seconds to go. Caro back to Jillian. Jillian driving inside. Man, she is tied up by a couple of arms there. No whistle, no foul. That one was egregious. You'd expect that home whistle, though. We're on the road here at Kermit in a big district game. A drive inside, shot off the mark, and Jillian has the rebound racing up the floor. 15 seconds to go. Lady Bucks lead by 5. Jillian right to the basket, lobs it for Tamale, and it's tipped by Kermit. Ball will stay with the Lady Bucks. Ten seconds. Here's the inbound pass. Evelyn, the quick shot off the left side of the backboard and off the mark. The rebound inside by Morrissey. She goes back up with the shot, blocked there, and the ball will stay with the Lady Bucks with 6 seconds to go. Caro inbounding this time. Lady Bucks going back and forth about the lane. Fadeaway shot from Tamale off the mark, and Kazrin has the rebound. She lobs it up the floor, and they won't get a shot off as we head into the second half of play. 23-18, Lady Bucks on top here on the road, fighting the foul disparity going in favor of the Lady Jackets. And we'll be back after this commercial break, and then a brief intermission as we send it back to the station for some music.
Lowe's Market traces its history to E.M. Bud Lowe, who sold candy and sundries for the back of his truck in Littlefield, Texas in the 1940s. In 1964, Bob opened the first Lowe's Market, a small grocery store in Olton, Texas. Since then, Lowe's has expanded into small and medium-sized towns and cities throughout Texas and New Mexico. When Lowe's makes an investment in a community, they also make a commitment to serve the community with the highest quality and selection, along with fair pricing. Lowe's, your family grocery store.
You'll want them in the garage, in your vehicle, and for those outside projects around the house. We're talking about a January bargain of the month for Morrison's True Value Hardware Store. It's the genuine grabber hand warmer. Right now, you can get 10 pair for just $5.99. Each will keep your hands and fingers warm for up to 10 hours. Grabber hand warmers. Get them while they're hot as a January bargain of the month at Morrison's True Value Hardware store in Alpine.
Do you need better internet in West Texas? Mountain Zone TV delivers reliable wireless broadband with no credit checks and no contracts. Whether you're streaming, working from home, or running a local business, Mountain Zone TV is built for rural living. Proudly serving Fort Davis, Marathon, Marfa, and Presidio with fast, dependable local service. Mountain Zone TV, connecting West Texas. Call them up at 432-837-2300.
Hey, folks, we're back here about a minute before the second half starts. Again, Ladybucks on top on the road, 23-18 against Kermit. This is the first time this high school season I thought the whistle has been in favor of any team. So I think we've had some great officiating up to this point. I couldn't say the same about some Sol Ross games, but again, it's Ladybucks still with a lead, navigating foul trouble, 23-18. Shannon Tamale has 10 points. Caro Castillo has 3. Evelyn Smith with 4. Aaliyah Fierro has 2. And Jillian with 2 points today, as the Ladybucks will start with the basketball, again up 5 as we start this third quarter of action. Caro, the catch and shoot 3 from the corner off the front side of the rim. We've been so close with the shots today. They just haven't fallen as of yet. Here's the pass out to the wing. I say that Caro had that buzzer-beaten 3 at the end of the first quarter as Kermit works it to the wing. Leilani will try the early 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded inside by Kermit. Their shot misses. Rebounded underneath by the big for Kermit. Her putback off the mark. A scramble for the basketball. And a whistle as we tie up on the floor. They'll say it was out off of Kermit as both players were rolling on top of the basketball right on the baseline. Line up on the floor is that. No, it's not the starting lineup. It's Chantamale, Jillian Morrissey, Emery Mercado, Evelyn Smith, and Carla Castillo as we'll drive baseline, and it's tipped out off of the Lady Jackets in white. Ladybucks in purple and gold today with gold accents all over the place. I don't know if we've seen these. I think we have more than one gold uniform as Cato sends it to Jillian. Jillian drives her floater off the mark and a rebound on the far side by Caro. That was a scrappy one. Hands off to Evelyn. Her mid-range shot off the mark. And a rebound this time by Kermit. Alicia Figueroa racing. Sends it up to Leilani. She goes to the bucket. Tied up as Shannon Tamale keeps her footing. Grabs the ball. And a jump ball forces the possession arrow to stay with Kermit. And a flip of that possession arrow after this possession. So a good play by Shannon as they inbound and find a cutting Leilani who puts it up and in. A couple of interior looks off those inbound plays have gotten points for the Jackets today. It's a 3-point ball game at 23-20. Mercado driving baseline in the double dribble. And she put 2 hands on the basketball and put it down just one more time. Kermit, I think it's going to be Ladybug ball. Kermit was going to inbound, and then they just started running up the floor with the basketball. Everybody took a moment here. Inbound. Here's a long 2 from Jillian Morrissey. And they'll give us 3 points in that bucket. 3 points for Jillian Morrissey. 26-20, Ladybucks on top. Here's Kermit working around the wing. Leilani sends it to Catherine, who drives inside. Her off-balance shot goes off the heel and no good. The rebound out off of Kermit on the baseline. Ladybucks with a 6-point lead and the ball with 6:28 to go in this third quarter. Here's Jillian to Evelyn. Jillian tries the 3. Bank shot. That's good. 29-20. Ladybucks on top. A 9-point lead, the biggest of the day. Man, this 9-point lead in a defensive ball game like that's going to be hard to surmount as their pass across the tee is taken away by Jillian. She drives up the floor and draws a foul in transition. 2 free throws coming from Morrissey, who had 2 points in the first half and already 3. Trying to get 2 more at the line here in the second. Here's the free throw coming from Morrissey. Just long. 6 minutes to go in this third quarter again. Again, a big ball game coming up after this as well as the Fighting Buck boys head on the road and play this Kermit team for the first time this year. It's a much improved Kermit team, a couple of great freshmen on the roster, and one that folks are looking out for in the district. They lost by a slim margin to Presidio as Morrissey goes 0 for 2 at the line. Kermit works to Kazrin, and she takes a 3 from the wing. That's good. Oh, it's a long 2, 29-22. Kazrin shooting can get Kermit back in this ball game as we send it across the key, and it's out on landing in the lap of the Lady Buck bench. As Leilani has it. They drive to the basket, high off the backboard, no good. Rebound tied up is Tamale timing up with their big inside, and a jump ball with the possession arrow favoring Alpine. Back and forth that possession arrow goes. You think in a boys' game, the possession arrow might get burnt out at the scores table. In the girls' game, it goes on both sides as that baseline pass slips to the hands of Tamale, and Kermit will have the ball taking it up the floor. 5:20 to go in this third quarter. 29-22. Lady Bucks on top in a big run as of late. A couple of threes in a row. One for Morrissey. I think one for Evelyn. There's going to be a whistle, and the ball will go back to Alpine. Foul, offensive foul on Kermit as they lost the ball on the floor and were scrambling to pick it up. Here's Jillian. Tamale, Ramirez, Fierro, and Smith on the floor. Fierro's mid-range shot off the mark. It's tipped to Kazrin underneath the basket. She's looking up the floor. No outlet passes as she takes it to the timeline. Down the corner is Leilani. She drives inside and is called for a travel. She was really tied up there. I thought she may have put a dribble down before that first pump fake to get the Lady Bucks to close out. Put a couple more dribbles down, lost her footing, put two hands on the basketball, and then we got the whistle. 29-22. Jillian off to the wing for Evelyn. Pump fake, a drive off the glass, just short as the rebound's taken down by Kermit. Figueroa coming up the floor. She goes up with the left hand, a whistle and a foul on Evelyn in transition. That's a good call. And a good foul by Evelyn. I think maybe this team is talking about not only do we not want them to have the opportunity to go to the basket in transition to keep them outside the paint, but also if they get there, we're not going to make it easy. We're going to go up, and that with a combination of the touch fouls from the referees today. And Kermit has had a lot of opportunities from the line, hasn't necessarily taken advantage of all of them. As Figueroa makes the first free throw. 29-23. Figueroa's second is good, 29-24. It's a 5-point ball game. Here's Jillian. Send it to Evelyn. Evelyn, the runner, high off the glass, no good, and a rebound inside by Kermit. That's a tough one. Figueroa has it knocked out by Evelyn, recollects a 3-on-2, no-look pass across the lane. The Lady Bucks will tie up with the basketball there with Anaya Martinez, and a jump ball will keep the possession with Kermit, who's on a 4-point run. 29-24, it was 29-20. Lady Bucks led by 9 earlier. Kermit, the inbound pass to the wing. It's Kazrin driving, trying the reverse, a whistle and a foul on Andon, as she was over the shoulder of Kazrin on the reverse look. Just like that, it's a close ball game again. I was talking about earlier, I knew waking up today that I had a couple of good games coming my way. Always exciting to head on the road and have some good action. We've had many of great games against the boys here of Kermit as well. I remember last year's team, they had a kid named Pondo who was about 5'3" and hit a bunch of threes against our team in a Kermit win. The year before that, it was Jace Canaba sending it across the lane to Guillermo Busey for a buzzer beater look to win the ball game at the buzzer in the fourth quarter. As that shot is off the mark for the Lady Bucks, and Kermit races up the floor and is called. The Lady Bucks are called for a foul. Trying to get after that basketball, a 4-point lead, and Kermit again with the ball. That foul on the floor is the third team foul against Alpine. Just 2 against the Lady Jackets. Kermit looking to inbound. And 5-second violation. Ladybucks do a great job locking them down. They found Leilani late, and the Kermit head coach is fired up about that one, wanting his team to get the basketball in on a free possession. At least sending it over the top. Here's Tamale. Skip pass to Andon. Dribble and a long two off the front side of the rim. Rebound tipped around and out off of Kermit on the baseline. 3:43 to go. Again, a 4-point Ladybuck lead and a 5-point Kermit run as Jillian set to inbound. Ladybucks lined up at the left elbow. They break as Jillian slaps the ball, and they get to Andon on the wing. Andon, a step up and a shot is off the mark. A whistle and a travel on Kermit after the rebound. I think the officiating is evened out. We're back at a neutral ball game. Here's a 29-25. Ladybucks to inbound. Here's Fierro on the wing. Up top is Andon. Fierro sends it to a cutting Morrissey. She collects after it gets through the hands of Kermit and finishes at the bucket. Big bucket for Morrissey to break that 5-point run of Kermit. 31-25. Ladybucks still on top. 3:22 to go as the Kermit cheerleaders standing up in the stands of this big gym. Try and bring the energy. Enough seats in the house that you can have both cheerleading teams sitting up in the stands. Here's a mid-range shot that rattles in for Leilani. Leilani's got 6 in the ball game. Here's Jillian. Jillian working it around, driving, tied up, off balance, won't go. Kazran lobs it up the floor for Leilani. Nice collection there. She goes up to the basket, puts it up and in. A whistle and a foul. They'll say it was on the floor. So no basket, but Kermit basketball inbounding from the baseline, trailing by 4. Ladybucks have the basketball as Evelyn is set to inbound to Andon, a 4-point Ladybuck lead with 2:44 to go in the third quarter. Tamale now, drive, a jump stop. Her shot from 12 feet is off the mark, off the heel. Rebound tipped around on the floor, tied up, and the Ladybucks will keep the basketball. And this one feels like it's going to come down to the wire. Fierro will inbound. Ladybucks at the 4 corners of the painted area. Crossing action. They'll find Evelyn. Mid-range look. Nothing there for Evelyn, and she works it back up top for Castillo. Now Andon. Quick trigger 3 after the pass is off the mark, and Kazran with the sure hands on the rebound. She sees a lot of purple jerseys in her face, lobs it up the floor. Kermit has the basketball there, works it under the basket, shot off the mark, and Andon has the board. Andon back and forth, good ball handling skills, gets it up to Evelyn. Evelyn in the corner for Fierro, her 3 off the underside of the rim. The rebound taken down on the sideline by Kermit. They lob it up the floor. It's Leilani one-on-one against Andon. Tries an 8-footer off the mark, and the rebound tipped out to Evelyn. Windshield wiper basketball as Evelyn runs back up the floor. 4-on-2 across the lane for Andon, and that's tipped out of bounds by Leilani, who's on every end of the floor. And she's a high-effort player. Leilani and Michaela get this team running. Here's a lob over the top from Castillo, and Evelyn will walk as she gets the inbound pass. 31-27, 1:46 to go. Timeout on the floor. That comes from Kermit's head coach. We'll be back in a moment at Big Bend Radio.
Skinner's Drilling and Well Service offers everything you need when it comes to solar well pump system installation and maintenance. Whether you're looking to cut electricity costs or need solar power in an area where electricity is not readily available, Skinner's Drilling and Well Service has some solar options that you'll want to consider. By the way, these systems are upgradable over time. Call Skinner's Drilling and Well Service, LLC at 837-2497, Texas license number 2838A1.
When West Texas weather hits hard, your roof has to be tougher. That's why local homeowners and businesses trust Talent Roofing. From storm damage and repairs to full roof replacements, Talent Roofing delivers honest work, fair pricing, and results that last. No shortcuts, no guesswork, just quality craftsmanship from a team that knows West Texas roofs inside and out. Call them up at 432-837-7009.
It's Kermit basketball inbounding through the hands of Leilani, and Evelyn comes away with it. Ladybucks lead by 4 with 1:40 to go in this third quarter. Evelyn step up, a three from the key, goes off the backboard and off the heel as the rebound tips up to the key for Leilani. She's racing up the floor. 3 Ladybucks around her as the rebound's taken down by Evelyn on the missed shot. Evelyn slowing things down with that 4-point lead. 14 fouls against Alpine, just 2 against Kermit in a ball game that I think is evened out as far as the officiating goes. Here's Tamale with 10 points in the first half, scoreless in the second. It's Andon. Up top, backs up to the logo. Gives it out for Evelyn Smith. Now Tamale tries the long 2, won't go. McKenzie with the rebound, and she's fouled. 2 free throws coming for the senior, Mackenzie De Leon. Her brother, a freshman, a name I said a lot during football season. McKenzie tries to get her first 2 points at the line today. First for McKenzie is good. 1 minute to go, and the Ladybucks extend that lead to 5. We're live on the radio, 98.7 FM back in Alpine, online at BigBendRadio.com or on YouTube. Look up Big Bend Radio on YouTube. As McKenzie's second is airballed off under the rim, and it's Kermit basketball. Kazran looking inbound. It's that full court Ladybuck press. Can we get behind in transition? Won't matter if we get the takeaway as Tamale grabs it, and she's fouled from behind. It'll be Jillian inbounding with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. We didn't see much of that press in the first half, but the press has worked well here in the second. Evelyn, a baseline drive, floater off the mark, rebound back out to the perimeter for Anaya Martinez. Amaya to Kazran. Kazran outlets up the floor to Leilani. Quick trigger 3 from Leilani in transition. Off the mark. Kermit's under the basket for the rebound. Putback won't go. A whistle and a jump ball as they tie up for the second board. Or maybe the third board. It was a little quick for Leilani, but Kermit had numbers under the basket. That's normally why you talk about not shooting that transition 3 is because you don't have folks inside to rebound as Tamale is called for the foul on the inbound look. That should put Kermit at the line in the bonus. So 2 free throws coming for a Kermit team trailing by 5. It'll be Anaya Martinez shooting. Anaya's first is good. I'm guessing it's Anaya Martinez. Her ponytail covers up her number. Yeah, it is. She turned her head just enough to see that 2 poking from behind. A 4-point ball game and a 3-point ball game as she goes 2 of 2 at the charity stripe. 20 free throw attempts for Kermit on the day here at home. Here's Jillian. Driving, floater up off the glass, no good, and a rip down rebound. They floated up the floor too quickly and in the takeaway. 30 seconds and a 3-point Ladybuck lead. It was 29-20 Ladybucks. Now it's 32-29 as we try an interior pass. Kazran the takeaway. She outlets up the floor to a guard. They floated up, and now Martinez going up towards the basket loses the ball in the baseline. They'll say it was touched by Alpine there. 16 seconds to go, and an inbound pass for Kermit. They're looking for the outlet, send it over the top. Jillian almost had the takeaway. Somehow they get it to Leilani in front of the scorer's table. She's driving inside emphatically, runner off the mark, and Ladybucks have the rebound. It's McKenzie doubled there, finds Evelyn, and they'll give Evelyn the space and time to come up the floor. 2 seconds. Evelyn's going to lob it up at the buzzer, high off the glass, no good. It's a 3-point ball game heading into the fourth quarter of play. 32-29. Ladybucks on top here on the road in a big game in district play for Coach Taryn Johnson and her team. We'll be back in a moment.
A new year is here, and with it comes all kinds of new resolutions. Do yourself a favor and make 2026 the year of best resolutions with Big Canyon TV. We offer smart Samsung TVs with resolutions so high you have to see them to believe them. And Big Canyon staff has made the resolution year in and year out to make sure the job is done right and the customer is always happy. Big Canyon TV, 610 North 5th, or call us at 837-748.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Again, we're here at the Kermit Gymnasium. And Kermit High School, home of the Lady Jackets, home of the Yellow Jackets here in a moment. Kermit's gym probably has double the footprint of Alpine's gym. The stanchions go up about 20 seats on the home side and maybe 10 seats, 8 seats on the visitor side as the Lady Bucks have the ball at the start of the fourth quarter. And there's a lot of neutral area on the sideline where there aren't any seats. You could maybe fit 2 basketball courts. That's an exaggeration. Maybe you could fit a basketball court in a third or 5/8 here on the court. Here's Andon on the inbound look, trying to find an inlet pass for McKenzie. She's tied up by a couple of Lady Jackets, and the Lady Jackets will take it away on the jump ball force. 7:39 to go, 32-29. Kermit up the floor, sends it onto the wing. Leilani fumbled it for a moment and gives it to Michaela. Michaela prodding, puts it up at the glass, draws a foul, and she'll shoot 2 free throws. A good free throw shooter can make this one close. 32-29 is her shot. Tied up on the rim, or it lodged itself on the side of the rim. Nobody can touch rim, I guess, on the floor, so they have to lob a basketball to one of the officials. The other day, this happened at Sol Ross. Yeah, we need just one of the boys to come up here and just lodge it. The other day at Sol Ross, this happened, and during our men's game, it was Antoine Holmes. Oh, no, we're getting players on each other's shoulders to get this down. They're going to climb the rim, hang on the rim, and tip it out. Where are the boys at, man? They're sitting in the front row over there not doing anything. No, they aren't. I guess they're in the locker room. 7:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Kermit boys are over there in the front row. Michaela Cadron makes it a 2-point game with her free throw, 32-30. Cadron's one that we knew we were going to have to circle coming into this season, was a good player for them last year. Second free throw off the mark and an offensive board for Kermit. They work it back out to Cadron, now in the post. Backing in, inside out look. Up top, it's Leilani. Her 3 won't go, and the rebound tipped around. Jillian racing after it, and it's kicked off of Kermit out on the sideline. With 7:19 to go, Lady Bucks will have the ball up 2. They led by as many as 9 in that third quarter of play. Here's Jillian across for Evelyn. And in now. Patient set from the Lady Bucks. They've got the lead. They're on the road. There's no shot clock. It's just back and forth right now. Now an interior pass to Neve, and she's wrapped up in foul. That's the first team foul against Kermit. One against Alpine as well, about a minute into the quarter. As Jillian will inbound. Cheerleaders trying to make some noise in the stands. Jillian lobs it over the top for Evelyn as she gets to the tail end of that 5-second mark. Andon. Back to Jillian. It was tipped by a Kermit player on the wing. We'll work it across the key for Evelyn, who's patient. I think the mindset of the Lady Bucks is no costly turnovers. Don't force any passes, but we're still trying to find that open look right now. Nothing doing as Kermit's defense has remained solid. It's Vega back up top to Evelyn. Morrissey and Andon on the floor as well. It's Neve. Neve is the post player right now, trying to give looks as Andon steps up. Her long two bounces over the backboard, and it will be Kermit basketball coming up the floor. 6:12 to go. That possession took about a minute off the clock. As Kazrin inbounds. Again, I don't have this number 3 on the roster. I just go off max preps. Here's Figueroa on the wing. Kermit looks to be doing something similar. Kazrin, inside out look to Leilani, and she hits a 3. Leilani good from 3, and the Lady Jackets lead for the first time since the first half. 33-22. It was 29-20. Since then, it's been a 13-3 run in favor of Kermit as we try to skip pass all the way across the floor, and that was too frantic. It's taken away by Alicia Figueroa. This is going to turn into a track meet, folks. Both these teams right now trying to play slow possession basketball, but these teams are both about to race up and down the floor as Leilani hits the mid-range. Lady Bucks are going to go in their press here soon. Going to try and get a faster offense as Coach Taryn Johnson takes a timeout. And we're going to change up our strategy after this break. 5:08 to go. Lady Bucks trailing 35-32 here in the fourth quarter.
It's ideal for sealing wet or dry leaks. It insulates up to 8,000 volts per unstretched layer, making it a great choice for electrical repairs. And it's UV resistant. It's easy to use silicone tape from Super Glue, now featured as the January bargain of the month at Morrison's True Value Hardware store. The 10-foot roll that normally sells at $5.99 is just $3.49 this month while supplies last under the True Value sign in Alpine.
Fourth quarter, it'll be Lady Buck basketball after this big-time Kermit run. Evelyn Smith to inbound, Aaliyah Fierro, Shannon Tamale, Jillian Morrissey, and Andon Ramirez on the floor. Leilani with 2 big back-to-back shots for Kermit, the 3 and the long 2 that took a friendly roll off the rim. Lady Bucks a motion offense. Now it's Evelyn prodding. Gives it to Tamale, now works on the wing for Morrissey. She's doubled there and angles back up top. Now Andon. The 3-2 zone look for Kermit is taking away all interior looks as Andon takes the 3 ball straight away. That's off the heel. Big rebound inside Evelyn. She's tied up. A whistle and a jump ball will keep the ball with the Lady Bucks. A lot of contact on the inside. Here's Andon, or Jillian inbounding. She tries to find Andon and Leilani the takeaway. Jillian a foul from behind. Just the second team foul against Alpine this quarter. So we're nowhere near the bonus as Kermit will inbound. Lady Bucks come out in that full court press. Get ready for this fast-paced basketball. Kermit will try and work it up the floor quickly to get behind the press. Look for Leilani, number 1. As Kazrin floats it over the top. It's over the shoulder for Leilani. A foot race to the basket. She outlets, and a nice, easy finish for Alicia Figueroa. That was perfect from Leilani. She had 2 players fronting her, and called to Kazrin and said, lob it up the floor, and she's able to run after it and get it under the bucket. 5-point Kermit lead. We lob it inside for Tamale. She's doubled there. A whistle and a jump ball will take it away. Kermit with the ball up 5. That zone has suffocated all of our interior looks. It is now a 17-3 run for Kermit, as Leilani drives to the basket, and she'll draw a foul in that transition look. She started the game off 4 for 4 from the free throw line. She's in double figures, more than 10 points for Leilani today. Where can the Lady Bucks find their offense in the last 4 minutes of the game? Presidio led by more than this at this mark when we brought it to a 2-point ball game in Presidio a few days ago, as Leilani hits the first. I mean, we made it a 2-point game, and we had the opportunity to score at the buzzer. As Leilani goes 2 of 2, 2 pivotal free throws, 39-32. Kermit on top. Here's Evelyn from the wing, high off the glass, won't go, and Kazrin has the rebound. Looking up the floor, she's going to opt to slow things down now with a 7-point lead. They work it to the wing. That's a quick trigger three off the mark, and it's out off of the Lady Bucks on the baseline. I don't like that shot selection with a 7-point lead in a ball game like this. And I think Coach is saying the same thing. A little too quick from the wing for number 3. They'll lob it over the top. Here's 3 with the ball. She's driving inside, tied up. Finger roll won't go. And the Lady Bucks have numbers up the floor now. Lobbing it up for Evelyn. It'll be just out of reach. Kermit has the ball again, up 7. Leilani takes the inbound pass. Lady Bucks really in a soft press now. It's Aaliyah Fierro trying to tie her up as she gets it up to Michaela Kazrin past the timeline. 3:33 to go. Kermit fans making some noise now. Big on the wing, lobs it to Kazrin. She'll have to use those feeble hands to get things going. Driving inside, drawing a foul, and putting it up and in. And one opportunity for Kazrin as they'll count the bucket. And, wow, just 21, make it just a 21-3 run for Kermit after we led 29-0, the biggest lead of the game for Alpine. That missed free throw is off the mark. We're going to tie up on the floor, a jump ball, and Kermit will have the basket. No, Lady Bucks will have the basketball with 3:16 to go. And now a timeout on the floor. We'll be back in a moment. Lady Bucks need to mount a comeback and need to do so quickly. 41-32 on the road at Kermit, Texas.
In today's connected world, digital wellness matters. It's about staying safe online, finding balance at home, and having peace of mind with the technology you use every day. At BBT, we believe your internet should work for you. That's why we offer smart tools that help protect your network, manage screen time, and give you control, all backed by local support you can trust. Because healthy connections build stronger communities. Call 800-592-4781 or visit bigbend.com today.
Whether you're here.
Kermit fans making some noise for their team who are on a big-time run here at home. A lot of three-point shooters on the floor for Alpine as well as Morrissey works it to Fierro. Now in the corner, Evelyn, spot up 3. That's off the mark, and a strong rebound taken down by Figueroa. She finds Kazrin, who takes it past the timeline. 9-point Kermit lead. They work it into the corner, and the freshman is called for a foul there. Leilani will shoot 2 as Kermit enters the bonus. Just kind of tied up with the guard in the corner in Leilani Kirlos. Trying to force that turnover. That's going to be the key to Lady Bucks getting back into this. Tamale will foul out of the ball game and shake hands with the coach. So that's 5 fouls on Tamale, the freshman. Leilani has made her living, all over the floor, but especially at the free throw line, misses the first. She might have double digits at the free throw line today. Started the ball game off 4 for 4 at the line. That was the first 4 points of the game for Kermit as she makes the second. 10-point Kermit lead, 2:50 to go. Jillian to the corner. Here's Andon behind a ball screen. Her 3, too strong. The rebound tipped to Jillian. She'll drive inside, couple of strong dribbles through the lane, and she's tied up there. Kicks out to Evelyn. Evelyn to Andon. Andon up top for 3 off the front side of the rim, and Figueroa will take down the rebound. Figueroa trying to work it up the floor. Lady Bucks pressing. They might be close to 10 seconds. Evelyn with the takeaway and ties up her hands as she tries to get after the ball just on the baseline. It's out off of Evelyn. 2:21 to go. Kermit was dangerously close to turning it over on the 10-second violation a moment ago. This time they get it in, and number 3 will race it up the floor and find Figueroa, who gives it off to Leilani. Leilani, step up 3. Wow. Big ball game for Leilani Curo. She hits the 3, more than 1 3. She might be at 20 today. Caro to Jillian. Jillian to Andit. Lady Bucks working around the ring, trailing by 13. A whistle and a hand check. Coming against 3 of Kermit. And the Lady Bucks will inbound with 1:57 to go in the fourth quarter. At the 4 corners of the painted area, Lady Jackets stack 3 down low, taking away that interior pass. We find Evelyn. Her quick trigger shot from the mid-range won't go. Rebound on the far side by Morrissey. Put back off the mark, and they lob it up the floor to guess who? Leilani Quiroz, who's fouled under the basket by Fierro. Again, that's one of those smart fouls. She was already up the floor under the basket with a wide-open look in transition, and you get back in time to put an arm on her, stop the easy 2. Already in the bonus as well. Leilani will have to prove it at the line, but she has done so all day as she makes the first. 46-32. I mean, I hate to keep saying this, but now it's a 26-3 run. And she misses the second. Here's Evelyn. For Castillo, she drives inside, puts it up, and she sends some contact, and it's out off of the big for Kermit. And the Lady Bucks will have the ball. Again, Caro sensed the contact, put the shot up, wanted a foul, won't go as Evelyn inbounds to Jillian. Jillian takes a 3 from the wing. That's good for the Lady Bucks as there's a foul after the shot on the floor, and the Lady Bucks will keep the basketball, trailing by 11. They haven't put the points on the scoreboard just yet. There they are, 5 points, or 35 points. So the Lady Bucks stack up on the wing. I'm looking at, I'm going to make a call here. I think it's going to be a Castillo corner 3 off the inbound. No, it's Morrissey in the corner. She's doubled there. Driving baseline, and she'll draw a foul. Kermit doesn't like the call. This one's almost out of reach. 46-35 with 1:27 to go. The officials maybe trying to make things interesting late. As we'll have a big-time ball game coming up after this. Again, Kermit has been a team that I don't think we could say we can overlook them or could have overlooked them in the past. They've beaten us recently. I think they beat us last year in Alpine. No, it was up here in Kermit when they beat us. But I've heard it's an even better Kermit team this year. That rebounds off of Alpine on the baseline. I thought it was off of Kazrin on the missed free throw. 46-36. Lady Bucks in a full court press. 5 players up the floor and man-to-man. They're trying to pressure Leilani, and nice passing by Kermit. They get it all the way up the floor. Hot potato and up and under the basket for no, the shot won't go, but a whistle and a foul. 2 free throws for the Lady Jackets, up by 10 with 1:17 to go. So at this juncture, the district is going to be out of reach for the Lady Bucks. Kermit, though, would have to beat Presidio next time they play Presidio on the road in Presidio to take the district title. Otherwise, Presidio will go undefeated in the district. Well, they play Alpine one more time. Here's Evelyn from the mid-range. Won't go. So we could help out Kermit and beat Presidio as Kermit sends it across and it's tipped there. 1:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Yeah, again, so this Kermit team has 1 loss. That's against Presidio. Presidio's undefeated, a 4-0 record in the district. Will play Kermit and Alpine both one more time. So if either Alpine beats Presidio, well, I guess Kermit would have to beat Presidio as well. So really, Kermit has it in their own hands. If they beat Presidio, they'll take the district title, either a co-district title or the outright district title if Alpine's able to beat Presidio. So that's where things stand, is Alpine will watch the district title slip out of their hands today here at the gym in Kermit, Texas. 47-36. Lady Jackets on top as we have this timeout break on the floor. This is a must-win game for our boys if they want a district title as well. Presidio already proved they can beat this Kermit team, beat them well before district play as well a few times. 1 minute to go. Inbound pass. It's Jillian Morrissey from the corner for three, and Kermit takes down the rebound. They hand off to Kazern, who floats it up the floor. Evelyn ties it up, and a takeaway as Jillian has it. She's fouled. That's the 5th team foul against Kermit, and Jillian will shoot two. Trailing by 11. It was a slow defensive first half. As the Lady Bucks took away that transition offense, but kind of the transition offense peaked its ugly head for Kermit in the second half, and they were able to get the ball up the floor quickly, send it up and behind Alpine. It wasn't as prevalent as it was the first time around when we played them back in Alpine to open district play, but that's kind of where Leilani has that bread and butter, and she was a great player today and will earn player of the ball game nods from Big Ben Radio. Leilani Quiroz, I thought Michaela Cashrin was the player of the game in that first win for Kermit, as Jillian goes 1 of 2 from the stripe, hitting the second one. Again, a full court press from the Lady Bucks. They lob it up the floor. It's a takeaway. Anticipation from Morrissey as she hands off to Fierro. Too strong. Jillian the putback off the mark, but she's fouled. With 41 seconds to go, trailing 10, Jillian will shoot two more. Jillian, a pivotal player and just a sophomore. Had about 30 points in our playoff game in the bi-district championship round last year in a loss in Monahans against, I think it was Lamesa. Jillian she misses the first. Jillian hits the second. It's an inbound to Leilani, and the athletic guard will take it up the floor and pass the timeline. Doubled there. She hands off to Kazrin, and Kazrin trying to bleed clock out, just holding the ball up top. Cross-court pass. They'll get it inside, and a quick shot there won't go. Off the underside of the rim, and it floats it up to Aaliyah. Transition look, slips out of the hands of Aaliyah into Evelyn's. Evelyn back up top for Caro. Caro straightaway three. That's good. 47-41, 10 seconds on the clock. They were running the clock during that inbound pass. Really is a 6-point ball game. They get it up the floor, and Jillian takes it away. They did not stop the clock. Maybe they don't. Maybe you don't have to stop the clock. I think that's all right. Or 47-41 in the NCAA and the NBA, which is what I watch most of the time. in the last 2 minutes of the ball game, you have to stop the clock after a made shot. Here at the high school level, you don't. So they didn't stop the clock. I've been watching too much Mississippi State basketball, and I thought they had to, as both of our boys' teams will come out on the floor for a big-time matchup here in Kermit. Again, Leilani was the player of the game, maybe had 20 points. The final score is Kermit 47, Alpine 37. Kermit will look to win a district title this year on the girls' side, and the boys who have lost to Presidio. Presidio will be the favorites. Both boys to have a chance at a district title will have to win here today. We'll be back after this intermission. We'll send it to the radio for some music.
At Maverick Bank, we don't just bank, we break the mold. Bold, independent, and built for Texas. We make decisions locally with your goals in mind. Whether you're growing a business,